Reynardo was okay, but the Wally part was like, Tom, really? And like, yeah, that's good.
I was named Ryder by Bob Topalian.
I was originally Animal Trust. Then somehow I went into medicine and became Dr. Trust. And then here at the end, I became Dead Toe, Max Dead Toe Delaney.
Lips was what I was using at the time.
Lips.
And
Double P.
Lynn said to tell Tom that she was called Scarlet Squeeze.
And Burnham O'Connor for Patty.
My name is Rhoda Hockett, or Rhoda Mappo. Sometimes they call me Kay.
Did Catherine have a nickname?
Oh.
I don't know about that.
I don't think so.
Who were you then? What was your name?
Bob Desnos, after the surrealist poet. And
This is wonderful.
I told him that I was an old guy and I had nothing to do, so I'd wander around the store all day. And because I found a pair of nail clippers in the frozen food, I thought that was brilliant cross marketing. And because I had free time, I was going to move stuff around the store into different departments, batteries and produce and stuff, like just little things, because it might inspire people to impulse buy. And they loved me, but they recommended against doing that.
Yeah, I just want you to know, we did basically live at the Earth in the evenings. I mean, that was just like an automatic.
But we had Sundays and Mondays to pretty much do whatever we wanted. And we did it because we didn't pay any overhead.
But Tom would do these special events, Dada Spectacular and
the armpit.
And when he was,
yes, the Sandy Shaw armpit show.
Yeah, that was great.
Where everybody made little plaster of Paris armpits or photos of armpits.
So it was just kind of a real fertile time for us to be kind of in this explosive situation in Mount Angel, and then go with the same people. It's like if you took all your great friends that you had in college and you just moved them to the same block. It was just a lot of opportunity.
This is all coming out of the boom and the small press, the underground press, beginning of punk rock and alternative stuff. It was genuinely a magical place, and for that, some must die.
And for me, the impact was mail art. And Tom was bringing in all these people who were from all over the place who were doing really involved performance art and mail art and stuff like that. And then when we left Mount Angel, so we'd just been in this bubble of just kind of artistic openness, and we moved to Portland, and there were storefronts. Tom, how much were we paying for a storefront? It was like $100 a month or something.
Flying was $90 a month.
Yeah.
$90 a month.
And what was our rent?
It was 80 something.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was working a minimum wage job, being a waitress and stuff, and we could afford to have a storefront and pretty nice apartments, downtown, right there on Northwest Portland.
I don't know that any of us had any money, but we had enough money. And I remember, especially at the Earth, that we cut deals with fucking everybody on 21st Street. And I don't think it's because we were ambitious in terms of doing something necessarily good or necessary, but I think that everybody was always game to be doing something. And then Joe got Keep 'em Flying started. And he realized it was simply a matter of very modest upfront money. It was very eclectic, and the anchoring income were 3 pinball machines, and that kind of paid the overhead. But I always had coffee on. I always opened at 10, but we would stay open some nights till midnight or later if people were coming in. So it was like a hangout because there was always coffee, and there were always people stopping in. And
you had everything in there, Tom.
I remember I had whatever the book was called, signed by all members of the Trap family. The sound.
Oh, wow.
And I got that for $1 at the Goodwill as is, and I think I sold it for $185. So
talk about the readings, because those were fantastic. But the thing, everybody would show up for those. Everybody would show up for your readings. The little teeny Keep Them Flying would just be full of people there, eager and happy to hear you.
But it was fun to have a place that was, for me, a clubhouse.
The actual first page of the manifesto that I typed up on my typewriter and walked down in the morning before you were there, before the store was open, and stuck in the slaughter, slid under the door or whatever. Tom had a book on Marinetti, and I took that home and I thought that was pretty great. Okay, Marinetti was a nutcase, but a fascist nutcase, but he had pizzazz up the wazoo.
There's something that struck me when Mark posted that of just, what the fuck, just make declarations. And it's a nice way to tinker with the surreal and challenge a reality that you don't have much chance of changing. So you create it. It was fun.
Why should we look back when what we want is to break down the mysterious doors of the impossible? And then there's two stick figures. And then there's two stick figures below this. One on the left, the word balloon says, "Impossibilism is fucked." And then the other one, his word balloon says, "No shit."
Impossibilists revere the pattern of asphalt.
Impossibilists stand cartoon-like before dogmatic death.
Impossibilists believe Yubawaza ads and prepare fingers.
Impossibilists redeem the ridiculous. Impossibilists prefer to fly and drive and walk only when they have to.
Impossibilists belch over tall buildings.
Impossibilists have no use for the probable, the inevitable, the possible for the acme of fate.
Impossibilists believe capitalism the cause of most ass itch.
Socialism the cause of scalp flake.
Impossibilists are cosmically indigent and can't imagine it any other way.
Impossibilists see revolt as an act of celebration without end.
Impossibilists believe in the means and not the ends.
Impossibilism reduces nothing and eats itself. But Mark is the one who pointed out many times that ultimately we are all too possible.
For the days when I was a super politico and I hated artists and I hated what you guys were doing. I hated everything Tom brought in. I didn't see it. I hated it on principle.
Mm-hmm.
The impossibilists, puny pains, and dreams, I condemn them. 1, documented proof. 2, they're all too possible. 3, I condemn them. A, draws pinches from Tasty Freeze. B, hides linen in the state under shorts near the waterbed. And C, vomits after 3 drafts. Anyone who can think better than this. I insist they clean up after themselves. If you pay through your own nose. Otherwise, they are free, but cannot clean up after themselves. I condemn them.